What's up, everybody? Iron HD back again. This time I have procured a 3D printer for myself. This is something I've always wanted to do, and I'm so happy that I finally get to do it. This is Elegoo's Neptune 4 Pro. The Neptune series kind of being their big 3D printers, but also fast, which was, it sounded like a nice thing to have. I saw a lot of reviews online that this is a good first time beginner 3D printer. I wanted to do a full build video for this originally, but as you can probably already tell, the printer is already mostly built. It turns out that the SD card that I had purchased for my camera was no good, and it corrupted 2 large files of this footage, so we completely lost the entirety of the beginning of the build here, and also the beginning of my first print, which was also very annoying. It's a Kingston SD card. I don't know. I already bought a new one and it's on the way, so hopefully we don't have this problem again. But yeah, here's the beginning of the printer. Getting some cables put together. The print head was already put on. The arms were already put on. It's mostly just cables at this point. There are these really large fans on the back, and this is to kind of keep everything nice and cool, which is a big requirement for when you want to do those big prints fast. You want to have really fast cooling on top of it, otherwise you're going to have some warping in your prints. Getting the filament holder arm on there. All the cables hooked up. Really, that's pretty much it. It's pretty much done and ready to go at this point. There's the top with the Elegoo and the lights. The base plate. The base plate is really nice. The first print I put on there, it popped right off. There was no sticking to it. It has this nice little handheld screen on the side. It's booting up right now, so you can't see any of the buttons. But that's how you tell to go and do all your settings and whatnot. It looks nice. It looks nice on the table too. On the first print, it actually shook the table originally for like the first, I don't know, 8 minutes. You can definitely see that in the first print too. On the bottom layers, it's got some jagginess to it, but we shoved the table a little closer to the wall, and it seemed to have done the trick to stop shaking, and everything else was pretty smooth. Now we're getting the printer all set up. It's going to 0. It's not too loud, the stepper motors, which is nice. The fans on the back are pretty loud, but you can turn down the speeds and make it a little bit quieter, and you can turn them completely off if you even want to, if you're not doing a really big fast print. Once it gets all the way down, we're going to start the leveling process. It's a pretty simple process. We start with a manual leveling where we go on each of the 4 corners, and we take a piece of paper, as you can see here, and I'm just kind of adjusting these knobs on the bottom of the build plate, and I wanted to make it where the paper just is barely gripping on between the nozzle and the build plate, and I go around a couple times just to make sure everything's nice and level. And then once you do the manual level, it does an automatic leveling itself, where it does all these points you can see on the screen there. Everything's sped up. This was actually a pretty slow process, but it definitely seems to have helped. And here's where I would start to show some of the first print, but I lost all of the footage of the first print. So here's the very tail end of the Benchy, which is, everybody who's into 3D printing knows what this is. This is everybody's first print to see if everything's going okay, if all your settings are good. This took about 22 minutes, which is really not bad, especially for the end quality on this. I really love how when you finish a print, it just kind of shoves it out like this, like it's presenting to you, like, here, master, I've presented this, I made this for you. You told me to make this, and here it is. And there's the finished product. As you can see, the bottom layers, they're a little scuffed because my table was shaking, but once we shoved it against the wall, everything got nice and smoothed out. There's not really much stringing. There's a little stringing, but it's not bad. This was going pretty fast. I think like 150 millimeters per second, which, if you know, that's fast for a 3D printer. Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. I'm happy with this. So that's really all I got for this. I'm gonna be doing a lot more fun 3D print build and paint videos. So some interesting things that are gonna be coming this way. And once I get my new SD card, hopefully I'll stop losing footage. So if you like the video, feel free to like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you again next time. Thanks.